What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. Welcome to another live episode, and it's going to be a good one. I got some awesome stuff to show you. I'm going to go ahead and announce the winner to the last episode giveaway. That is Tedman73. Congratulations, $20 store credit to my eBay store. Just hit me up on Instagram to claim that prize. For everybody else out there, just be subscribed to the channel. Hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment down below, and you got a chance to win in the next episode. You all know where the links are. They're in the description. Let's shut up. Let's watch this video. Guys, sit back and relax. Let's shekel up. Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode. You know I like to hear what you guys have found out there, whether it's good or bad. I just like to hear what's still being discovered today, because regardless of what people tell you, you can always game hunt and you can always find something. So here we are with our first pickup of the episode, and this was a really wild yard sale. It was like set up at the mall. There was multiple vendors there. Never seen anything before like that here, so it was a really cool stop. And you see they had a whole bunch of Pokemon items. I was checking out this camera, and I point over there at that Miss Pac-Man plug-and-play. And like I always tell you guys, if you can get plug-and-plays for dirt cheap, I'm talking like $1 or $2 a piece, pick them up. The one that you see me pick up here just so happened to be a little bit more of the higher-end version. It's going for somewhere between $15-20. I paid $1 for it. When you factor in the bundle deal that I get with everything you're going to see me buy here. But they're definitely worth it. The closer we get to Christmas, the prices might even creep up just a little bit more. And it's just one of those overlooked items. A lot of people see them as toys, but they're one of the items that I always go for if I can get them for cheap enough. Now, as for the Pokemon items right here, this is where a lot of you guys out there are probably going to hate me for it. As a lot of you know, I don't get into Pokemon. It was something that I never grew up with. I never had any interest for. When I grew up, I was focused on entirely different things, so that side of my childhood never included Pokemon, and it resonated all the way into my adult life. I still just don't really have much interest in it yet. Not saying I'll never play it or never get into it, but as for now, I am not the person to talk to when it comes to collectibles, when it comes to Pokemon. So what I do when it comes to strategy when I pick this stuff up at yard sales is I play it safe. If I can get bundles and lots for dirt cheap, I'm going to pick them up and worry about the pricing later. I don't risk my money when it comes to buying cards. I know there are so many differences and variants and things that can separate a $1 card to a $50 card. And I will go through Pokemon cards. I'll check pricing on all of them, see what's worth it and what's not. But when it comes to someone selling cards individually or anything like that, I don't even mess with it. This lady had this whole lot, and she wanted, I believe she said $7 for it. I actually paid just $7 for that whole lot, the lunchbox, the binder. It didn't have any cards in there. That's usually where you're going to find some of the rare cards. And the Miss Pac-Man plug-and-play. I know that the Pac-Man plug-and-play is going to sell, so that's money that I'm not worried about spending. And the Pokemon stuff it's a great deal. I don't imagine I'm going to lose any money. I'm fairly certain I can profit on quite a bit, but I'm so hesitant when it comes to buying this stuff. And that's what I recommend to you guys out there. If you are unfamiliar with something, if something is not your criteria, if that's something you're not knowledgeable in there, don't waste your money. Just be safe with your money. And with these Pokemon cards right here, it's a lot of modern stuff. I'm most likely going to have to lot a lot of it up. The cards themselves, they were a lot of moderns, 2014 and up. And I will say I've learned quite a bit, doing what I do about Pokemon, being in the gaming community. A lot of people hate me for not playing it, and I understand that completely. I have nothing against that series. I think it's a standpoint in the history of video games. It's just something that I've never done. So when it comes to these toys, these collectibles, these cards, I have to learn it. Imagine trying to pick up video games when you've never even played one in your life and you don't know what to pick up. That's how I feel when I'm hunting and I find Pokemon items. So I'm learning as I go. I'm safe with my money, and I try not to waste any of it. If I'm uncertain about something, I'm going to make sure that I'm paying as little as possible, regardless if you see it as an amazing deal or not. I don't. So I'm going to be as hesitant as I can be, simply for the fact that this is money cost, and I don't want it to be money wasted. I need it to be money earned, and that's the ultimate end goal. And don't worry, guys, for all of you out there that wanted to see all that stuff, you're going to at the end. I'll have it all displayed on the table, and you'll see it with the awesome retro music at the end. So moving further down the line at this little yard sale slash flea market, I just randomly see this, this DSi just sitting here on the table. And I wasn't here early by any means. This started at 8. I got here at 8. I usually like to be 10, 15 minutes early if I can. But there was a previous sale that I wanted to stop at before. It turns out they had nothing. So as I pull up to this spot, I see a random green Nintendo DSi, and I asked these girls, I said, hey, how much do you want for this? And the smaller one says $3. Now, guys, we obviously know this thing's going to be worth a lot more than that. Now, I'm not going to give them that price. I mean, my ultimate goal is to resell this thing, make some profit out of it. But $3 is low, and I like to be generous when it comes to kids. If it's an adult, I honestly, if they're clueless about it, I'll just pick it up. That's the way it's going to go. If it's something extremely rare, something crazy, I usually do the old-fashioned offer what I have. If it's just too crazy of a deal, like when I picked up Mega Man X3. So I look at this girl and I said, this is not worth $3. It's worth at least $5, and obviously it's going to be worth more than that. But as I handed her the money, I said, listen, always expect more. That way, if you get less, you're never disappointed. The mom was over there. She smiled about that, and the girls were happy. It included the charger, and the thing works great. So for $5, it was an excellent pickup. You don't always have to get the cheapest deals out there, guys. Spread a little karma points around. Act like you're in the real-life world of Reddit, and you want those points. That's the way I look at it. And guys, I can already see some of the comments saying, well, you should have gave her more than $5. Well, how big of a dick would I have been if I only gave her the $3 she asked for? I gave her a few bucks extra. She was happy. The mom was happy. There's got to be a line somewhere. And I felt I always do the right thing when it comes to a situation like this. So here we are moving further down the line. And what was interesting about this pickup right here is I swear I saw someone else going through the stack of games, much like you would see any one of us going through a stack of games. They were very vigilant about it, going through each one. And I just assumed that I missed out on that. I was letting him look while I moved on somewhere else. Now, what you see me pick up here is it's nothing insane. There's going to be one game that's going to help me recoup the cost of another, which is what I used to originally teach you guys out there. Just build your collection up and, never let it cost anything. This game right here, Splashdown for the PS2, is one that I didn't have. It's one that I wanted to get and one that I wanted to play. And then I find Capcom Classic Collection right here, number 2. And it was in decent condition. This lady only wanted $2 a piece for any one of these games. I offered her 2 for $3. She took it, and it was a great deal. That one cost of the one game that I already have is going to recoup the other. It's not a big win for me, but guys, that's in a sense the secret right there. If you want to build your collection up, you don't want it to cost anything. Buy, flip, recoup your costs. It's as simple as that. So here we are at a yard sale. Moving down the line, this is a yard sale that was really out of the way. This was one that honestly, I don't even know how I found it. I was kind of out in the boonies at a yard sale previous, and when I pulled up my yard sale treasure map app, which is one that I recommend to you guys out there, if you want help finding yard sales, if you don't want to be that person who writes them down. I used to be that person. Worst thing you could ever do, and then I'd plug all the places into my phone for coordinates. I'd write them up on a paper, plug them in. It was very time consuming. Go to the Google Play Store and download Yard Sale Treasure Map. And actually, I think you can get it for free, and it has like a $1.99 yearly subscription. What it does is it puts every single yard sale that was listed on Craigslist or maybe Facebook, a lot of the platforms, a lot of the yard sale sites, and it just puts them on one map on your GPS. You click it, it'll give you the coordinates, it'll tell you the description, and you can even highlight things. Man, they should really sponsor me. As much as I mention this app and tell a lot of people about it, it really is a good one. That, video game price charting, those are my go-to apps 100% of the time. So anyways, at this yard sale here, you're going to see me go through a box of shoes right here, guys. And if you don't know much about shoes, I've sold many pairs in the past. I pick them up quite frequently. I have condition factors that really determine if I'm going to pick up shoes or not. You see me look at this pair of Under Armour shoes right here. They were brand new, but the price point was extremely high. Usually when I see brand new shoes in a box, the person wants close to brand new price, and you can't hate them for that. But when it comes to shoes, guys, try to get familiar. When I started, I got familiar with like quick brands, Timberlands, Docs, Crocs, that sort of thing. And eventually I started learning more. And I honestly, I know more about girls' shoes than I know about guys' shoes. Girls' dress shoes, things like that. And a good way of learning, go to eBay, look at sold listings, type in women's shoes, and go price high to low, and then start seeing, get down in that $50, $80 range, and you can start familiarizing yourself with brands. And that's a good way of learning things if you're not really, that knowledgeable with them to begin with. But understand this, when it comes to picking up shoes, condition is everything. You want to check the insides, the soles, scuffs, marks. You can restore a lot of the shoes, but a lot of times, visuals that you see on the shoes, they're usually going to be there, and not much of it's going to come off. So make sure you're picking up good quality shoes, not much wear, not much tear, unless you're getting something high end, Doc Martens or some really nice Uggs, things like that. So this guy right here had this really awesome Metallica Collector's Edition set right here. It had 3 VHSs and a CD in here. And you saw me pick this up when I was kind of rambling at the beginning, but I didn't tell you about it. I had to pick this thing up, guys. He wanted he wanted $15. And this is when that strategy of let them haggle themselves down came into play. Because as I came to this sale, it immediately grabbed my attention. I mean, the way it was set up, I'm a huge fan of Metallica. A lot of older Metallica is very awesome. My wife is too. It was something, if I wasn't going to pick this up for resale, it's probably something I'm going to put on the shelf because it was a very nice piece. I pick it up and he's like, man, I want $15 for that, but if you take it today, you can have it for $10. And I was like, well, how about I think about it? Can I walk around a little bit? And as I'm walking around, I'm not saying anything. I'm not looking at him. I come back to him, and he says, you know what, take it. You can have it for $5. I didn't do anything. I didn't haggle. I was most likely going to give him the $10. Hell, I may have, tried to go down a couple dollars more than that, but he haggled himself down because I simply didn't talk to him. I didn't engage that conversation. Now, this strategy does not always work. You kind of got to gauge the person themselves. It's usually if they talk to you first, if they initiate the conversation about pricing, they're the ones who are going to cut their own price down. Now, that does not mean, be rude, don't talk, be very uninviting. That just means if they're talking a mile a minute, they're talking about pricing, let them go for it, be polite, and next thing you know, you're most likely going to get a deal out of it, and you didn't have to do anything for it. So here we are with the final pickup of the week right here, and this is a great one right here, guys. This is going to be the prime example of scared money doesn't make any money. It doesn't get you any games for your collection. It doesn't make you any profit. You gotta be willing to drop a few bucks here and there. This lady right here posted on Facebook that she had this lot, and she said, I can't remember exactly what it said. It just said, discontinued or out-of-date consoles and games for sale. And as I looked at her pictures, it was one of those situations where she just took very bad pictures, and she put everything that you needed to know in the description, but not the pictures. That's the key to selling right there, guys. If you want to sell something as a lot, you need a picture that just shows you everything. And if you was to look at the pictures, the only thing you would see is this stack of N64 games. There is a very nice Jungle Green N64 in there with the, the official Jungle Green controller. And she also showed a few of the other games that you're going to see, because there was some very nice GameCube games, some PS2 games, but that was it. And she had a $150 price tag on that. Now, that's not a terrible deal for what she had pictured. But then I actually read her description, and in the description, that's when I started seeing things like, I have a 3DS, I have games to go with it, there's the PS2 system, there's a GameCube system. I'm like, well, damn, this is an amazing deal right here at $150. So for a lot like this, of course I'm going to try to haggle down. And, I believe I said, would you take 120? She did not. She ended up taking 135, though. That's an amazing deal for everything you're going to see right here. Just the 3DS lot alone is going to be worth that $150. So to get some amazing N64 titles, Smash Brothers, things like that, a PSP, the PSP, she did say the select button did not work. There was no charger, but you know what? That's okay. Parts alone, very nice case. I'll separate that. This was just an amazing lot to pick up. I know people that will not pick up lots unless they're getting games for like $1 a piece or consoles for $5. I don't understand it. You got to put the legwork in. You got to put the hustle behind it. But once you do, you're making money. You're making games for your collection, and it's easy. I see hunters that will even spend $700-800 on like $1,000 lot. If they're making that little bit extra, that they see it in their eyes as that's great. I look at it as risk, reward, and accomplishment. What am I risking? What's going to be the reward? And will I have actually accomplished it? And when it's something like this, it's a no-brainer. Bought collections for thousands of dollars from people. never be hesitant to spend money on something. This was obviously a no-brainer right here, but when you see something posted and you see that price tag, if it's an immediate turnoff, read the description. Look a little bit more into it. Ask them questions. Sometimes they'll separate it, things like that. That they'll consider the console to be worth more than, an $80, $90 game when it's something as simple as a GameCube. Now, unfortunately, there was no $80, $90 games here, but I did have some nice ones. Pokemon Coliseum, Custom Robo. I mean, it was just a great lot all the way around. The consoles was just a big plus to it, because had I looked at the pictures, had I judged it by that, I would have never known they were even there. And what was funny is when I messaged her first, it was up for like 10 minutes. And I sent her a message. I said, "Is this still available?" And she says, "Unfortunately, I'm not selling this stuff individually." Meaning, people tried to hit her up and buy this stuff separately. But anyways, guys, that's all I got. This was right here. This was on Saturday. A date tomorrow is when we're expected to get the hurricane. I've had a lot of very awesome thoughts sent my way. Don't worry, guys. We're inland. We're going to get a lot of rain. We're probably going to get a good bit of flooding, but we're going to be okay. And I appreciate all you guys' prayers and thoughts going my way. So anyways, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.